Everyone, it is Char from Char's Fascination, and if you want to see what I am making today for a look tomorrow, then just keep on watching. So today, instead of doing a look right away, I'm actually sewing the garment to go with the look. Now, most of these garments, even though, okay, like a chemise is an undergarment, okay, and this is similar to a chemise. Now, I have already gone ahead, and no, I did not press that open. It doesn't need to be pressed open. This is only a temporary garment, and I had to add the, this is all I have left of this fabric, but I ended up having to add an extra panel in which I, lucky for me, happen to have to stitch on there. Always do try to do as clean of a stitch as possible. Now you guys can see right here that I use my favorite serger stitch on this with a ballpoint needle. Now a ballpoint needle will leave you with these little holes, and the reason I'm using a fabric like this is because what it will go with and how I will be putting the look together. This will sort of give you an idea of what I'm going for. Now, like I said, this jewelry will really come in handy because it serves several different purposes, as you can see, even a high headpiece on the back. And once that's pinned into the hair, and I have a strip of fabric to go around my head as a headbanding, I think you guys pretty much get the idea of what I will be doing with this. And so let's get into that, because right here, most of the styles for this, for the goddesses, they did not exactly wear it up here. That's actually not true. The goddesses did not exactly wear their garment pieces up here for ceremony. They either wore it down here, or they just wore it to right about there. Okay, and it did, of course, have straps. So scraps are now straps. So the reason I have so much for that is I had cut the fabric symmetrical to match, like perfect. That's now a lot of fabric. So what I'm going to do here is go ahead and turn this in, and then I will sew this down. And since we all know that the sewing machine is loud as bejeebus, and I don't have much of the bobbin left, so I'm going to go ahead and spin a new bobbin. And as always, when you go to spin a new bobbin, make sure that when you do stuff, make sure your hands are always moisturized, because you have to handle the threading, and then be careful with how much you put on your skin because of the fabric. You don't want to stain your fabric. Yes, that is back on the dress form. Before I actually fold it and put it away. I need to finish it though with some buttons. But yes, I will leave my link for Sin City Soaps and Candles right here. And now, and this is, I'm going to show you a little trick that I do when I'm spinning this, because now that I have this here, I literally just put my hand on the top of this, make sure my foot pedal is where I can get it. And that way that big old spool of thread doesn't go topsy-turvy. And always be careful with the speed in which you do this. You can hurt your machine and yourself. Absolutely. And that's why we need to be careful with our investment pieces. Again, this is an investment piece. And I have that thicker bobbin on here, so that means I will have plenty of thread as soon as this is done. And now that I've got that done, and I'm just going to roll this maybe a 1/2 inch. You would think that was a full inch. That was actually a 1/2 inch. And then just put it on here. Now, I did use up all that eggshell threading. We're not going to start from the very top of this right here. We're actually going to start where the threading is right here. And now, I'm pretty used to just holding this, roll it as I go. If you're not used to that, you don't have to do that. Absolutely not. Hit the reverse. And away we go. I know I'm a quick sewer, but I want to show you guys this kind of like simple, and take your time with it. That way you're not like pounding the crap out of your machine. Now, I've done that and had to clean it and oil it. And it actually takes more wear and tear on your machine to sew faster than it does just take your time. Especially if you're a beginner, take your time with your machine. You'll just get used to it. See, like, I'm going kind of quick right there, but like I said, I'm just used to it. I've been sewing since I was a kid, and sewing is just, it just comes natural to me. Like I said, you can just slow down, take your time. Now, the reason that I'm doing this was something that's so similar to an Egyptian linen. I may have just gave that away, because that's my next look. And since I don't have any modernized clothes to make up for what I needed, I'm like, you know what? I still have some of this fabric. Let me use it. So I'm actually going to use this fabric in such a way that I can also wear it as a modern piece. So it'll serve a dual purpose. Most people be like, well, why not go to a costume store? Because I prefer to make my own and make it more accurate. That's just me. I like to think that, you know, making things more accurate instead of so costumey. And I studied Egyptology in high school, and then I was refreshing myself last night and this morning on Egyptian garment of the goddesses. Yes, Egyptian garments of the goddesses. You can just tug that and it'll go back. That's the great thing about this fabric. You can just tug that. Not all fabrics are going to take to what you're doing on your machine. And you may just have to switch up your settings a bit on these if you switch up. I think the best thing for width for the stitch that I use is between 3 and 4. I keep the needle like somewhat in the middle, and then my tension is between 4 and 5. And that actually works pretty darn good for me. Depends on the temperament of your machine. Really does, trust me. Machines can be very temperamental, and that feels weird, especially after spider bites for like a couple of weeks and dealing with that. Don't want nothing touching my skin. Nopus. Yeah. That's why you guys hadn't seen me for a while, is I had got severely bit up by spiders, or a spider. I'm glad to be able to sit. I'm glad to be able to sit. That was so painful for like the last week and a half. Oh my gosh. The spider that tried to sit down beside her. It's not the spider you want on any day. That's actually a very dark tail right there. So let me finish this up. And now that we have the inside hemmed like that, what we're gonna do is, because I have a blue mark on here that I was going to use, gotta find it. I'll end up finding it. Anyway, so the point to this is, when you go to do this part, at least take it this way, because you're going to take this piece in and make sure you have it up far enough. Okay, so this is going to be right across the bust here. We're not taking this all the way up. That is not how they wore their garments. You're like, wait, why are you doing this backwards? Because this is the inside. So to actually mark this how we want it, we must try this on. Okay. It's a must, obviously. And then you also must make sure that this part is straight enough and that you have enough ease room. I got a big booty, okay? I cannot help this. I got a big butt and I cannot lie. That's unfortunately true. So I'm just gonna show it to you guys this way. So basically, we try to get this as even as possible here, which is almost impossible to do, but it can be done. And also have a big chest. So when you see the ancient Egyptians, they almost look flat-chested because they actually wrapped themselves. And I'm not gonna be all mummified, or half mummified. So this is the point where you would actually mark where you need to have And what I'm going to do is an inside buttonhole, an inside button. So basically you will get this as close as possible to where you need it, and you will mark, and the buttons will only be here, that way this is looser, and that way you can also readjust it for how you really want it, per se, for the strapping. Now, a lot of people would take this because they always think ancient Egyptians wear everything that crosses upward. Yes, that would be nice, but then look what that just did to this part. Where's the rest of that? That's not gonna happen. If you look in ancient Egyptian garmentry, sometimes the ladies wore two pieces. Sometimes they had no top piece. They were not shameful. They were not ashamed, I should say, to sport the stuff. So basically that would be about here. But if I really want to take it to a certain point, I will just bring it to about here. Oh, why is my hair on me like that? Been kind of jittery lately after the ungodly amount of spider bites. If you get bit over 13 times in places, you would be like that too. So, definitely wouldn't want to live in Egypt. So, as you can see, this will cut in like this. Now, that was actually kind of one of the Egyptian things, to have it cut in here and back out for the ladies. Just to give you a little bit of shapeliness. And then they would have a strap. So, I'm just going to show you real quick as an example. We're not using this part, but I'm just going to show you as an example that this would hook here. The other one will hook here on the other fabric. And of course, you know, I will seam or hem them down and then attach them, which is obvious. And then I guess I like to be more historically accurate when it comes down to Egyptian garment making. Since I took Egyptology in high school. And then I just refresh myself with it. There is a website or a few websites available on the internet for straight from Egypt. You can actually virtually go to their museums. I don't have the links for those. I can always look them up though, or you can look them up. And I think Dr. Zahi is still the head of antiquities. Excuse me. Ungodly amount of burps today. So like I said, you know, I love this necklace. The first thing it ever made me think of was using it as an Egyptian headpiece. You'll have to excuse that noise. My makeup falling. So I think that would work, being pinned on. You're like, but wait, what about the headband piece? I do have another piece of fabric for the headband piece, so that's going to be interesting. So I thought I would sew and show today part of the look I will be putting together completely tomorrow. That's why I'm not going to show you the whole entire thing. It needs to be assembled in a hole before I can show you the whole thing, and this is going to be fun. So I'm going to finish sewing this today, and we'll to snap the whole look together tomorrow. I'm still trying to take it easy with my back as well. I'm having more severe complications with my spine, and I know I need to get that taken care of, but not until next year, because I'm not putting up with this crap. You know, just not. I'm supposed to go see a pain specialist and have them take care of my pain. No, I can't do injections. I'm allergic. That sucks. I deal with it. It's life. And I don't let it get me depressed. Oh, another thing about Egyptian hairstyle. I'm kind of wearing one right now. They would tie it here and then loop the hair under like this and then tie it. So I actually am wearing somewhat of an Egyptian hairstyle. We do wear it in a modern age. So I want everybody out there to stay happy, stay healthy, stay positive, and as always, stay blessed, because I need to sow the rest for you to see tomorrow.